What if you could create artistic QR codes and they work reliably? So a Reddit user named nhciao has posted a series of artistic QR codes created using Stable Diffusion AI. Stable Diffusion AI is for text to image. These QR codes can be still read as functional QR codes by smartphone camera apps. So some of the examples of the QR code shared in that Reddit post are shown over here, right? This is one QR code. This is another artistic QR code. Okay, these are still functional. If you open up your camera app and point to this QR code, you would still be redirected to a website. Okay, maybe you need to hold it a little far from the image because some user has commented that probably this QR code did not work for him, right? But the idea is quite cool. So how is it possible that you can do this with Stable Diffusion and ControlNet? So what is present in this Arts Technica post is that there is a blog post in Chinese where it is explained, but unfortunately this blog doesn't open up for me for whatever reason. Okay, but the idea over here is that Stable Diffusion can create text to image, right? Image is based on text to description. It can also transform existing images using a technique called image to image. Okay, but the idea seems over here is that they have actually trained several custom Stable Diffusion ControlNet models that have been conditioned to create different styled results. Next, they fed existing QR codes into Stable Diffusion AI image generator and used ControlNet to maintain the QR code's data positioning despite synthesizing an image around it, likely using a return prompt. That is the idea over here. So they have trained custom Stable Diffusion and ControlNet models, and they fed an existing QR code into Stable Diffusion using image to image plus text prompt. They also use ControlNet to maintain the QR code's positions. For example, the data which is stored in the QR code is still maintained. Okay, that's how they might have achieved it. Okay, so there are other techniques which exist to make artistic looking QR codes by manipulating the position of dots within the codes to make meaningful patterns that can still be read. But in this case, okay, Stable Diffusion is not only controlling dot positions but also blending picture details to match the QR code. Okay, so this is another one to turn any image into a QR code. Okay, there are some other techniques which are present over here. How does this work and why does it work? Because there is an innate error correction feature built into QR codes. Okay, the error correction capability allows a certain percentage of QR codes data to be restored even if it is damaged or obscured, permitting a level of modification without making the code unreadable. So basically, you modify this QR code in such a way that the error correction doesn't fail. If it doesn't fail, it is still going to work. This is because of an inherent error correction feature which is built into QR codes. Okay, in typical QR codes, this error correction feature serves to recover information if part of the code is damaged or dirty. But in this particular user's case, it has been leveraged to blend creativity with utility. Stable Diffusion added unique artistic touches to the QR codes without compromising their functionality. So what is the use case for such QR codes? So you can actually, companies can create new QR codes which are aesthetically, it could be unique pieces of art. It could have, aesthetic appeal, right? So you can have fun QR codes. You can have your brand put into this QR code, some brand image put into this QR code for, say, marketing, for both digital art, different scenarios. Okay, so this is a short video on this interesting experiment where artistic QR codes have been created using Stable Diffusion and ControlNet. I'll be putting the link to this Twitter thread, the Reddit post, this Arts Technica article where they've explained in some detail.